Good morning. Good morning, good people. Good morning. Welcome to the pipeline, people. Hold on, y'all. Let me get it together. Welcome to the pipeline, people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Today is Thursday. Thursday morning. Y'all know I just got back from the A. Pull up, comment, feel free to park. Hit the like button for me if you in here. Also hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button so you can be part of the pipeline and also hit the notification bell so every time I drop, you'll get the notification that I'm dropping. Hit the little bell to the right. I'm gonna let y'all get a minute. Come on in here. It's early. I'm gonna wait for a certain mark, y'all. We got so much to talk about. We got so much to talk about this morning. My bad, y'all. Hey, y'all, I got so much to tell y'all. That was crazy. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Okay. Welcome to the pipeline, people. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the pipeline where we got more audio than visuals, y'all. So let me tell y'all, like, y'all know my birthday. Y'all know my birthday just passed. So I gotta give y'all a little story before we jump into the situation we about to jump into with the email. So go to Atlanta, y'all. Atlanta was so lit. It was lit, right? And this is crazy because right before I left, my group of people did something for me, which was cool. I was feeling it, but I'm the type of person like this. To me, it be the thought that count. I don't care if you like what a person doing for you or you don't like it. It's the thought that count because people is on hard times. So when people go out their way to make your day beautiful or you have a better day, man, you appreciate those moments. So my group of friends tell me, hey, we're gonna go do piercings. We're gonna pay for you a piercing, right? This is here, right? So I said, okay. Let's go. So they like, what you want, Pierce? I said, well, you know what? I want to do the bull ring, like with the thing. They like, nah, don't do that. You can't. We not gonna do this. I said, what about get my tatas Pierce, right? So I'm strictly on some living life to the fullest, trying new things, trying new experiences, right? So I said, okay, we'll pay to get my tatas pierced. No, we not doing that. So I end up not getting a piercing because they don't want to pay for the piercings that I want. How you gonna take somebody for a piercing for their birthday? We gonna pay for you to get a piercing, and then I get there and y'all ain't gonna pay for what I want. But so, anyways, walked out with no piercing. They got they stuff done. They know they want nose rings. Like to me, I don't knock no nose rings or nothing, but it's oh I don't know. It reminds me of like the early '90s or something like with these nose piercings and stuff. So they get their nose pierced. They wanted me to get my nose pierced. I'm like, no, I don't want to get my nose pierced. I don't. That's not what I want. So, anyways, that was cool. We went for pizza, girls' day, whatever. It was good. No complaints, right? Here's my thing with pizza establishments, right? I like wheat pizza. I don't know if y'all ever had a wheat pizza. Certain pizza chains sell wheat pizza. We don't always have to have white flour crust. I like wheat pizza, and they know this, so I thought they would have went and got me a wheat pizza. But however, we went to another pizza place. Pizza place was good. Went to an Italian pizza restaurant, which has the best pizza to me, better than American pizza. But anyways, right? Had a great time with the girls. So I pack up, boom, boom, boom. Go to the airport, get myself together. I'm at airport now. Soon as I touch down in Atlanta, y'all, bullshit you not. Soon as I touch down, it's like when you go to Atlanta, I don't know if y'all been there a couple times or whatever, but it's very, to me, motivational. It's not overcrowded the way that we may think like inner city metro Atlanta is, but Atlanta is really really big. It has a lot of parts. It's just like Chicago. Everybody thinks Chicago is just so horrible. Chicago is a very very big place that has nice attractions, nice homes, nice sky rises, nice establishments. Every part of Chicago is not bad, just like Atlanta. When you step in Atlanta, it's so much motivation. I mean, yo, I couldn't even tell you how many celebrities I seen, how many cars you couldn't even pronounce. Like I seen stuff I hadn't even never seen before. Like it was crazy. It's like you stepping into a whole nother time dimension, which make me think like I could see how people move to Atlanta and fall off. I could see it. It's a lot of people faking it till they make it down there, which I guess that's the thing down there. And a lot of people do have it. It's a lot of them down there that really is living like that. But then you also, I noticed a certain type of group of people that you could tell try to like they could it's easy for you to fall off down there by the glitz and the glam. You would go down there trying to live above your means and keep up with these people that you know you ain't in a tax bracket with. Unfortunately for me though, I stayed in Stone Mountain. The place I stayed in Stone Mountain was beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous homes, jaw dropping. The people I went out there with and the business I went out there to do, it wasn't nothing but a blessing. It wasn't nothing but a blessing. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. One of the best birthdays, one of the best birthdays I could ever even imagine. The group of people I sat with, I couldn't believe I was even sitting with these people. The houses I was in and where I stayed originally I was supposed to stay with my best friend. Now my best friend, she a boss. You know what I'm saying? She a boss. She make 200,000 a year. Beautiful home, 4 bathrooms. I mean, house is huge, immaculate. Like decks all around her house, beautiful. I'm like, sis, I'm so proud of you. I see what you doing down here. Beautiful. So then, right then, she tell me, I got a surprise for you. I got somebody I want you to meet that I kind of told you about, but I kind of didn't give you the detail. I'm like, who is this person? Like, I met like 3 to 4 people that people introduced me to on the love side, and I felt like it was an opportunity for me to meet these people and be sitting at the tables that I was sitting at. I mean, it's still mind blowing to me. So the crazy part is when she tell me like I got somebody I want you to meet, I'm like, sometimes you just don't really feel like meeting new people. I don't know. Do you have y'all ever got to a point like that in your life where y'all like, I'm cool. I'm here to enjoy my. I ain't really trying to meet a whole bunch of people. Sometimes I'm in the business of customer service and customer relations. I'm around groups of people all the time, socializing, talking, networking. So sometimes I get to where like, I just want to enjoy myself. Let me just relax. But no, I'm taking you to who I want you to meet. So we go meet who she want me to meet, y'all. When I tell y'all, my mouth hit the floor. Mouth hit the floor. Like this how you know this part? How did you make this happen? How did I get in this moment to be in this person present? How did you make this happen? Jaw dropping. This person has worked with Kanye West, Roddy Ricch, Nip Hussle. The list goes on and on and on in the producer world. How did you get this? But this is my family. This is what I was telling you about. You never told me this was your blood. Like, this is your blood. This is my blood. Like, we about to go to the mini mansion, all that. Like, oh, yeah, like, boom. So we get to network, and I'm networking down there. So as I'm down there working, like I said, best experiences of my life. So many opportunities was presented to me that I connected the dots on. It's just amazing. But I tell you, when I was down there, I got the news about rapper Trouble. Rest in peace, Trouble. I never heard of the rapper Trouble. Never knew nothing about him and never heard nothing about him. You know, but when I found out, like he's very popular down there. He's a hot artist, very attractive guy. It was sad what happened to him. And you know what? As I look back at Trouble's incident, it make me realize about not just men, women as well. How sometimes you get caught up and you lay up at these people houses, and even if you do have a history with these people, if y'all not in relationship, people is living double and triple lives. You gotta be careful on, like I said, we talk about this all the time. You gotta be careful about the environments that you walk yourself into, because who knows, I could have walked myself into an environment. I could have been in a situation similar to that, but thank God I wasn't. I was with the right people, and I trust in my people who I'm with. My life is in your hands. I'm down here. My life is in your hands. So y'all got to make sure y'all handle me very well. I'm very fragile. Very fragile. You got to make sure you handle me well. This is not my stomping ground. This is not my territory. These houses and stuff we going to, I need to make sure y'all got me. I don't know these people. Turned out I was good, I was protected, and this is another thing. I had the best time of my life with no cell phone and didn't have no sex. How could you go to one of the most populous states in the world and don't have a phone or sex? With all the temptation that's going on in the world, I said, you know what? I'm really, I'm about to test my faith. I went down there already knowing my plan and what I got to do. I know my plan. It's still my birthday, but I know I'm still working. I still got a network. I still got things that I got to do. And why I'm down there, y'all don't understand. Y'all know my sister was murdered in ATL. Why her killer get bond? How they gonna get dude bond based on his heart condition? He's in Grady Hospital, was there for 3 weeks. They granted him bond because the jail isn't equipped to handle his heart condition. So the little dirty dude is just out roaming freely in the ATL. It was crazy. It was some devastating news. But guess what? I couldn't let that deteriorate me from my goal and my purpose. Because things like that, he's going to get his karma one way or the other. He's 29 with a bad heart. That's karma right there. You had a life or death procedure on your heart at 29 years old. He ain't built for no time. Like we talk about Boog the Bandit's situation, the little dude, they not built for no time. This little dude stressed out. His heart is giving out on him, 29 years old. Hopefully he make it to even trial. The way his health is going. So I kind of like just fell back off of the incident, and I had a lot of anger towards the little dude, honestly. And it took me a while to get over it, but I'm over it because I know justice will be served. I know he's out. And just because of the health condition, and he's still going to do time for what he did. And on top of that, he still has to suffer internally due to his health reasons. So, anyways, right? Back to the point. When I found out about what happened to the guy Trouble, I was like, this is crazy because I looked at myself as women who comes to these different cities and different states, right? If you not grounded, it's easily to end up on that other side where you ended up in somebody else's bed, in somebody else's house. Somebody come in and bring physical harm your way. You got to be careful on how you move, especially when people know that you're not from there. This is not your stumping ground. You can become very vulnerable and you can become a target because they will play on your mental because they know you're not from there. So I thank God that I am equipped mentally, book smart, street smart, where I can peep like, okay, this I'm about to get on up out of here, or this is a good environment. Let me stay right here. You use discernment with a lot of these actions y'all take every day because it's not safe out here. So I just wanted to give y'all a little incident on my situation. And then it was crazy because the people I was sitting with, I didn't even know they was as big as they are. One of them I knew, but the other one I had no clue. I was like, wow. It's crazy how people um to me it's crazy how people at high places could live a discreet life and you can walk past them. It goes to show, like, to me, like how, let me just say it like this because I really don't know how I want to say this part, but you know how people that's wealthy who have money and they could walk straight past you and you wouldn't even know they was wealthy or had money just because of the way that they look. I ran into a lot of that into Atlanta. It wasn't like a lot of them who get money and have money, you wouldn't even know it because of the way they dress. And then the ones who is, pretending like they have a lot of gold chains on. It's a lot of extra bravado that come with it. You like, which one is it? Do you have it or don't you have it? It's like it kind of gives you like a mixed blend down there. And another thing that I noticed, I was in Stone Mountain, I was in Macon, I was in Lawrenceville, and I was in downtown Atlanta. I'm gonna tell y'all something that I also seen that to me we thought something different that I didn't see. Y'all know how we see on social media and on TV, like everybody got their bodies done and all the girls got these real huge fat asses and all the dudes is just like in shape, tip top notch. I didn't see none of that. I didn't see none of that. None of where I went, it didn't look like people paid to get their bodies done and stuff. The parts I was in, they was regular Joes. I didn't even put a waist trainer on. I didn't put a waist trainer on. I didn't do none of that. When I got down there and seen the people that I'm with, my group of people, very successful, they don't care about, they care about their image, but they living free. They work hard all day, all night. They just want to let their hair down. So then when I got to going through closer to downtown Atlanta, I started seeing more of the fashion kick in. I seen more of the fashion, more of the designer labels and whatnot. But even in the airport and down there, I didn't see all these fake asses like everybody say. I didn't see all these dudes muscle bound up and everything. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of where I come from. It was like, okay, this is regular. Like, it's not really too much different from what the world portrays Atlanta to be, from the images that we see on TV. And this time I went to some new territories that I haven't explored before, which made me be like, you know what? All of this is really a facade. The world is full of, we are so bamboozled off of what we see and what this media want us to see. Atlanta is a beautiful place. I also think it can be one of the most dangerous places behind the faking it till you making it. It's a lot of atmospheres that you wouldn't want to be caught in down there. And it's also some very loving, nurturing hospitality there. I went down there and didn't have to spend one red cent. They wouldn't let me spend a cent. It was beautiful, y'all. If y'all get a chance, go down there and check it out. Condolences. Condolences to Trouble. Handsome young man. That was sad what happened to him. I think they said he was at a woman's house. I don't know if it was his ex-girlfriend or a woman he was dating, and then I guess her boyfriend broke in the house and shot him one time in the chest. Sad situation. It's a sad situation. So thank y'all for the birthday love. Thank y'all for the birthday cash apps that came through from the pipeline. Much love, much love. Thank y'all for the emails. Now, y'all know last night I was going to do the Boog the Bandit video. I told y'all every time I label it, something happen. However, I got people here. I'm cooking dinner and stuff. Y'all, after I ended up entertaining my crowd that was here, they still here for my birthday celebration. Got people all over coming to see me. I got a big family, big family. So that's what happened. I end up making dinner, y'all, entertaining, putting my tablet on charger so I could put these emails up, and I fell asleep. My bad. So that's why I'm up early to let y'all know. Don't drag me. Do not drag me. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. First person who I want to talk about who sent me an email who actually be on my heels. Kind of. Rebellion. Shout out to Rebellion. One of my subscribers. Rebellion. Listen. Rebellion ain't playing no game. Like, listen, where is the video? And Rebellion, also, I want to thank you because you brought something to my attention about the Boog the Bandit situation that I didn't never even think about, right? Shout out to Rebellion. If you in here, Rebellion, pull up and comment. Listen, Rebellion said, listen here, sis, who dropped her phone number? Now, y'all know all this time we've been talking about this. I never thought about somebody giving up her phone number. Only thing in my head when it hit was like, okay, well, we feel like this is not my opinion. When I speak on the Boog the Bandit situation, I also give my opinion, but I also have to put out there what my subscribers and what the emails come in and tell me, so I also can put it into perspective on how they feel about the situation. Like Rebellion did. Hey, something not going on. One thing you forgot to notice: who gave out her phone number in order for all of this to take place? Which is a good question, Rebellion. Which is a good question. Hey, Miss V, good morning. Thank you for pulling up to the pipeline. Which makes sense because we don't know if this is a part that I didn't think about until you said some Rebellion. It's like we never knew if Courtney seen somebody, maybe seen, I don't know if it was Mr. Williams, because we still not sure if Jamanda is the person who here she was allegedly going to go do. That's something we still do not know for a fact. So, did she see whoever here she was going to go do in person and give them her telephone number to set up the appointment? Or or did somebody give her number to somebody else, the person who here she was allegedly going to go do, to set the whole play up? So, Rebellion, when you hit me with that question, that is a good question because that is a question we never considered. Who gave up her telephone number in order for all of this to come up? Because the call had to be made for her to tell Miss Wanda, hey, Ma, I'm going to go do some hair. Was this an appointment that was set on the same day, or was this something that was set up days prior before the appointment was made? Because how did the person get her phone number to say, I want you to do my hair? Or could it been, like we said, was she out and about? And this is all just allegedly, this is all just possibility, this is just speculation. Did she go out and well, maybe was out and about and got approached? Hey, I want you to do my hair. Because we all feel like that was all part of the play to get her out the house to do the hair. So when that day came for her to do the hair, the plate was already in motion. That play didn't go into play that day. We don't believe that. We believe this all was set up either days prior that led up to this, or probably weeks prior that led up into the day of the events that thing happened. So, Rebellion, thank you for that email, because most definitely That did make a lot of sense, and I never even thought about it that way. The whole time I'm just thinking it when she go and say, "Oh, I'm going to go do the hair." They go over there on Dork Place, and then boom, it all happened, which we had already knew it was already pre-planned. So could it possibly that could be the jump off? I'm just saying it could be the jump off with the phone number because how was they able to set the appointment up for her to go do the hair if she didn't get a phone call? I gotta go do this hair at this person here at this amount of time. So thank you for that. Let's go to the next email. Okay. Uh I'ma call you Honcho Honcho 7819. Honcho, this is a dude. Honcho 7819. Why do you insinuate that Cameron had something to do with it when we know he didn't? Listen here, Honcho. I didn't make it seem like Cameron had nothing to do with anything. Cameron made it seem like he had something to do with something. This is a public story. This is public information. How I'm gonna insinuate that Cameron got something to do with it? He was the last one with her. He put himself in that situation. We strictly speaking off of the facts. We not listen. Cameron is not in custody. The case is still an open investigation, but I can't never make it seem like he got something to do with it when he made himself seem like he had something to do with it. He was the last one with her and he drove her to the hospital. So how am I making it seem like he got something to do with it? At this point, he's questionable. I think it's that with me and everybody else. He's questionable. Just because he's not in custody, that don't mean he's I'm listening. We know Mr. Lockhart is not in custody. I'm breaking the news on public information. I'm not about to throw this man and make it seem like he did or didn't have nothing to do with it. His actions show what we talking about. What is you talking about, Honcho? I don't understand. I don't understand your question. I'm making it seem like he got something to do with it. He making himself look like he got something to do with it. He was there. She drove to his house. They drove on Dork Place together. When Boog lost her life, Mr. Lockhart was the last one she was with. How I'm making it seem like he? Come on, Honcho. We ain't about to do this. We ain't about to do this. Pull up, comment, Honcho, on what are you saying? The world feels like that. Not just me. This is a public story. He was with her last. So, like we said, like about this, about Mr. Lockhart, right? Innocent or guilty. Whether if Cameron is innocent or guilty, Cameron will have psychological trauma for the rest of his life. Her blood was on his hands. Not saying literally, but y'all know what I'm saying. He was the last one with her. His blood was on her hands, whether was on his hands, whether innocent or guilty. That's something Mr. Lockhart gonna have to deal with for the rest of his life. You don't understand the psychological trauma that come with these chain of events of being with somebody who you claim you love and they lose their life on your time, on your watch. You think he ain't gonna have them images in his head for the rest of his life? You think this ain't gonna follow Mr. Lockhart for the rest of his life? Innocent or guilty? I'm not here to say either or. I'm here to spit the truth and what the streets are saying. That's it. He's questionable. Even though he's not in custody, that still don't mean his actions wasn't questionable. So, Mr. Honcho, feel free to email me, pipelinenews2020 at gmail.com, if you want to explain yourself further or pull up to the chat. Next question. I'm going to call it, because this is a person's real name. I'm not going to call him. I'm going to say Mr. DJ, because some of these emails come up under people real email names, and then a lot of them come from under fake email names. So if I see it's a real person name, I'm not gonna call you straight out, but I will call your initials out or something, so you know I'm talking about you. Okay, I'm gonna call this person DJ. Um, few things that I agree with you on, some things I don't. when it comes to MJ, from what you call her, how do you feel she is connected behind her going what? But her going to the Miami Sweet Heat event. MJ was not at the Miami Sweet Heat event. The Miami Sweet Heat event came from a subscriber who claimed that Courtney was at she was a member of the Miami Sweet Heat group. What we found out that she was never a Miami Sweet Heat group. What was part of the Miami Sweet Heat group. But what we did find out was that MJ allegedly was in Miami the day before. She left the day before Courtney's passing, the incident happened, and then returned the next day. That's how people ended up feeling like MJ played a part or could possibly have something to do with it. We don't know. This is all speculation and allegation. I mean, this is all speculation and rumors, which I still feel like it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Could that have been a coincidence? Could that have been a coincidence that MJ went to Miami the day before it happened and then returned the next day after it happened? So I think when y'all was coming hit me with the emails about the Miami Sweet Heat event, for some reason y'all tied Boog to Miami, and it was MJ who was in Miami during that course of the time. And that's how it all started coming to play with MJ going to Miami, and then also her actions that she took after Boog passing. The breaking in Miss Wanda, not breaking in Miss Wanda house, but when in Miss Wanda house, her and KB, it was just a strange of events. The stuff she did at the funeral, the disrespect with Miss Wanda. I mean, her and KB, KB went in Miss Wanda house, took the jewelry. It just was a weird chain of events that make her look like a scorned lover. Now, could we say MJ had something to do with it? I really don't think MJ had nothing to do with it. I just think that she is a scorned lover. But they wasn't together at the time. Courtney was about to leave, allegedly. They wasn't together. So could it been a scorn? I just think her actions was scorn lover. She got some little bad ways and stuff about her MJ, but at the end of the day, we know MJ had love for Courtney. We know Courtney had love for MJ. But at the end, before Courtney passed away, they was not on the best of terms like that. And this is just from emails that came in from both from MJ's side and from Courtney's side that hit up from the pipeline about MJ actions. A lot of people have spoke on MJ actions. We know what was going on with them. They wasn't together in the end, but it's still strange how MJ was following Mr. Kyson on Instagram and changed her IG name after Kyson was charged for what he did. So how is you allegedly still following the dude who supposedly has something to do with your ex-lover getting murdered, but you follow him on IG? It was just weird. So MJ chain of events don't add up, just like Mr. Lockhart. But can we say that they got something to do with it? That's up in the air, but we can't say their actions was not questionable. Next question. Okay, y'all, let me see with this next one right here. Okay, okay, y'all, hold on, cause I gotta hit this, cause they sent the link. Okay, hold on. Okay, more information. Okay, they sent me the link to Mr. Not Mr. Lockhart, to Mr. McIntyre. During the pursuit, okay, we talked about this about when Mr. Sincere McIntyre, the 17-year-old, was captured, right? Because y'all know he was the last one on the run, Mr. Sincere McIntyre. Somebody sent me the article. Thank you. Actually, this is Miss Cora. Thank you, Miss Cora. During the pursuit, the deflation devices were used, taking out three of the Charger's tires. The vehicle continued into Mansfield, where troopers were able to stop the Charger after it struck two parked cars. This sound like some little dudes from the beginning all the way up till now. Before we even knew who was responsible, I said it from the beginning. This got little dudes written all over it. You could just tell the way that it went. They didn't have no experiences. They didn't have no experience. They didn't think anything out. It was like they were strictly going off of panic, adrenaline, and fear. All three of them. So okay, it's the Charger struck two parked vehicles. McIntyre and another juvenile fled the vehicle and were apprehended. Oh, okay. So after they take the police on the run, like I said, they put the deflation devices out to flatten three of the tires. Well, after they hit two parked cars, Mr. McIntyre and his little buddy goes on a foot chase. They go on a foot chase, get out the car and run, and was apprehended. Troopers said drugs and a loaded gun were located at the scene. More charges on top of more charges. Didn't we talk about this? Look at how many charges. Mr. Sincere is scared to death. Mr. McIntyre never did no serious time. He was on the run the longest. And look at all the actions that he just took. Drugs, loaded gun in a car, chase, fleeing and eluding. Look at all these charges he just got on himself. 17 years old. He will be charged as an adult. Watch what I tell y'all. McIntyre is charged with with murder and two counts of aggravated robbery in the death of 26-year-old Courtney Bruce, also known as Boog the Bandit. Bruce was in a car with another person on May 20th, which is Cameron Lockhart. May 20th, when they were assaulted by a group of men armed with handguns in the 3700 block of Dork Place near East Livingston Avenue. The car was shot at several times, hitting Bruce in the process, police said. Bruce was taken to Mount Carmel East Hospital, where she was pronounced a DOA shortly after 6 p.m. Officer arrested 22-year-old Kyson Murphy, 19-year-old Jamonda Williams, following the shooting, but McIntyre remained at large for months. But both Murphy and Williams are charged with murder and aggravated robbery, according to court records. Murphy pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and robbery August 9th. August 9th. So when it comes to Mr. McIntyre, all three of them, it's like simply Kyson rolled over on everybody. And that's what it boiled down to. Now, y'all like, oh, well, here go the other email, too. It's another email. Y'all ain't even got to pull this person's name up. And that's when it was like, oh, well, how can you just say that Cameron left and came back? I'm not just saying he left and came back. It's a fact. It's a fact. He left and came back. What is y'all talking about? It's not. Listen, ain't nobody about to just be putting nothing bad on, no papers out on this man. Everything is proof. I speak off of public records. It's a lot of people that came to the pipeline on Cameron's defense and against Cameron as well. I have a lot of emails, people saying Cameron loved Courtney. They was like brothers and sisters. I'm not here to dispute none of that. I'm not here to dispute whether she loved him and looked at him like a brother or if he loved her and looked at her like a sister. Only thing we saying is that the actions and the chain of events is not adding up to what the people are saying. When it comes to Mr. Lockhart it's a lot of emails I have that people who is not his biggest fans. They said he was a grimy dude. He looked grimy. They didn't understand why Courtney was hanging with dude. That's what it was. But who knows what relationship that him and Courtney had. I'm not here to dispute none of that. I don't know the extent of their relationship. Only thing that I know is that people around Courtney, they roles that they played leading up until this and before this is not adding up with all the love of it with these people who claim that they loved her. So, going to another email. Who moved Courtney Carr from Mr. Lockhart's house? I have no idea. That is still questionable. It's a fact that Courtney Carr was moved from Mr. Lockhart's residence and her car was found in an apartment complex with everything ransacked and stuff was stolen and missing out the car, the trunk and the inside of the car. They located her car after the fact. So who moved the car and who ramshacked the car? This is a fact. We speaking facts. So who can we put that on? So when y'all, the people she was around, a lot of emails came in. We seen her on Instagram with a group of dudes in the back. She was in the back seat of the car with a group of dudes. They looked fishy. Other emails came in. She was with this, her and Cam. They I don't like. We ain't really care for him like that. Emails came in from friends and family and people who loved her. People came to MJ defense. They came to McEnheart defense. Even Kyson family members came at me and tried to get me to stop talking about Kyson. Man, ain't nobody about to stop none of that when we simply get injustice for this case that's still open. It's not my fault that y'all family members is tied up in this. This is a public story. It's a headline. I speak on headlines. And we gotta go through the allegation and speculation, and we gonna go through the rumors. Because to this day, things still do not add up right. So if the case was so closed, if the case was over, it would be closed. The case is still an open case. It's still an investigation going on. We don't know who else could have played a part and what role they could have played. We just making it make sense and lining it up. Don't come at me because these y'all sons and y'all cousins and uncles and all that. And auntie, listen, they put they self in this headline because this is a public story. These were the characters that was around her leading up into the incident or prior before. So if your name come up, your name come up. I don't know none of these people involved. So how did I just get all these names out of nowhere? I ain't just make these names up. I couldn't have just made this story up and run with the information that I'm running with if it ain't come through the pipeline some way. Next email. Okay, let me see. I sent screenshots. Jamonda Williams has additional charges with specifications. Oh yeah, I been knew that too. Thank you for that email too. Okay. Miss Miss Moore Gabani Jabani Miss Moore Jabani. Good job. I love your content. I watch every one of your videos on Courtney. We loved her a lot and we appreciate all your hard work. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for me. Appreciate that. Okay, y'all. Hold on one second. Because there's so many emails, y'all. I'm just grabbing them. Who is this one? Um, Robbie Henry. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for everything that you are covering about Courtney, aka Boog the Bandit. It's so sad about what happened to her. Those things didn't necessarily have to do those thugs didn't necessarily have to do to her the way that they did. They will definitely get a wake up call by getting sent to prison, in which they deserve. So thank you again for covering the story. Much love. Thank you, Mr. Henry. I appreciate that. Because this is the thing. We want justice for Courtney Bruce. And regardless of the fact on how people may feel, my come off is listen, I take this serious. I don't really these is real people lives that's affected by it. And we have love for Courtney. Courtney is from the O. People who's not from the O will not understand how powerful this young woman was and how she was up next. If you from another state, another city, and Courtney music was worldwide. She was worldwide. But if you really are not familiar with her, because she has not been in the game no 5 and 10 years doing music. She did modeling and then music came second, so for her to just be coming into the game the way that she had came into the game, the industry, and took off and working with DJ Khaled and Kalani, and the list goes on how many people Courtney has worked with. She was up next. And the way that the things happen to her, the way that they happen, we don't hear this in our communities. We don't hear this in the hip hop community. This doesn't happen to our female artists. This doesn't happen. We talk about this on the last video with Magnolia Shorty. Magnolia Shorty and Boog was about the same age, and they both was done. It was just sad the way the actions was taken up on them. It was really sad for them to be women and in their 20s. These are girls. They was taking out worse. I mean, the way that they were done was worse than what you would hear a nigga on the streets or a big time drug dealer or something was done. They was done very, very bad and wrong. And the people who was responsible for it, they going to jail. The half of them already in. Now, can we say it's other people going? I think it's other people going. I think it's other people going. Next email. Uh, one 144 Kayla K Kayla K YHW read. Hold on, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. What happened to the girl that you said previous possibly was a driver? Um, you know why I stopped talking about that 144 is because I didn't have enough proof to keep going with that story. Like I said, I reached out to the young lady who was from Vegas. That was the girl who y'all was saying. I listen. I got some emails from a few people saying that it was a girl. This was back in I want to say this was probably like about December, November or December. It was a while back. It was about 6 months ago, y'all. If y'all remember me talking about the young lady that they said supposedly had been with not Mr. Lockhart, who was with Cameron. Who was with Kyson, Jamanda, and Sincere. Where supposedly I got an email a while back about a girl that was supposed to have been involved as well. The girl, I guess, was supposed to have been in Miami Sweet Heat too. So one of my subscribers sent me the girl OnlyFans information. They was like, she on OnlyFans. She not on social media. She took all her stuff off social media, but I contacted her through OnlyFans. Pipeline, here go her information. Get with her or whatever. Supposedly had been this stud that looked like a dude. Y'all remember we was talking about that? The stud girl. Supposed to have been 4 people altogether that was with them when this happened. Altogether was supposed to have been a girl that looked like a dude, which was a stud. So I reached out to the girl. I showed her pictures on the pipeline before, but I blocked her eyes out and stuff. Y'all remember that the girl had dreads, light skin or whatever. I get in touch with the girl. The girl live in Vegas or whatever. Supposedly she ain't had nothing to do with it. She was a real close friend. I guess I don't even think they was close, but she saying her and Boog was pretty much homies, and that was it. It was nothing more, nothing less. She was not in Miami with Courtney, and that's where I left it at right then and there because I felt like I had no proof with that. But all throughout this story, since this been going on, y'all keep talking about a female that was supposed to have been there. Now, I don't know, and this is all allegedly. This is allegedly. This is allegedly. Y'all keep talking about this fourth girl who's supposed to have been there, but I ain't got no evidence to keep embarking on that. I ain't got enough proof or enough information that keep coming in about this girl. So y'all, we just gonna keep it in the back of our mind because supposedly this girl either was supposedly had been there or I don't know if she drove them there or if she was part of the robbery or if the girl ran off. I don't know if the girl was scared and ran off when it happened. I don't know. But y'all keep talking about another girl who was supposed to have been the fourth person, allegedly. I don't know. And could that possibly be a reason why it's still an open investigation? Is they still looking for another person? And if possible, could the fourth person be this female that y'all keep talking about? So I don't know 144. I'ma just leave that right there because until I get some more proof or evidence or something about this girl, because the streets talk. The streets talk. I didn't see nothing about a female in the police statements, in the public information, in the court documents. I haven't seen nothing about this female that y'all keep talking about. The people of Columbus know. It's a lot of things that the streets know that the police don't know. And it's a lot of stuff that the police know that the streets don't know. They is the police and detective. They 2 steps ahead. Sometimes. Sometimes. And then sometimes the streets know more information than the police and people just don't want to talk. But now that a year has passed, it's been over a year, as more people feel comfortable talking, as more people feel comfortable putting them emails in to me now. So when they put their stuff out there and send it to me, it's strictly speculation because I can't just go off 100% facts off of what my subscribers send me or what the email send me, but I will try to make it make sense and bring it to the pipeline and we discuss it and talk about it if we think it's a possibility. Because for the case not to be closed and it's still an open investigation, goes to show they still cross some T's and dot some I's. While we at it, y'all also go donate to Courtney Bruce's headstone. Go to GoFundMe, donate to the headstone. Also go to change.org and sign the petition. Sign the petition. So when he get to come into these emails, and I have to read y'all these emails because, like I told y'all, a lot of these emails come in good, and then it be some that come in bad. Either which way, it don't make me a difference because I'm still gonna reply to them. I'm gonna reply and I'm gonna respond. You are entitled to your own opinion when it comes to these matters. Like I'm entitled to my own opinion, but I'm not also gonna throw my subscribers under the bus when they coming to me with information that's confidential and trusting me with that information. I'm not about to put these people's lives in jeopardy, my subscribers and stuff. Now, when it comes to the MJ and the KBs and the Mr. Lockhart and Kyson and all them, this is all public. Everybody around them know they roles and what they meant to Courtney and what Courtney meant to them. So it's not like we just speaking on them just to be speaking on them. The big thing is who moved the car. The biggest question is who moved the car. And what was the reason Mr. Lockhart took as long as he did getting back to the hospital and why did he leave? Them is the main questions. So when Hacho come to me say, you make it seem like he got something to do with it, he making it seem like he got something to do with it, sir. He was the last one with her. So everybody else already feel like he has something to do with it. Only thing I can say is he's not in custody. He's not in custody, but that still don't mean his actions leading up to it ain't adding up. MJ action. She's so thirsty about this goddamn chain and this goddamn jewelry. You feel me? Whether if she got something to do with it or not, her actions is not adding up with this thirsty shit about this jewelry. So which made it seem like when Courtney passed, first thing the internet said was she got murdered over some jewelry. That's what they were saying. It was about some jewelry. It wasn't until a week later, a couple days later, when this whole drug deal with Mr. Lockhart stuff came into effect, that came into the pipeline. But originally, they were saying it was about this jewelry, this chain that MJ is tracking down and hunting down that she won. And also, KB went into Miss Wanda's house and took this shit out Miss Wanda's house. So, come on. Who is making it seem like who got something to do with what? Their actions is showing this. I'm just speaking on what's coming through the pipeline. Who discovered her car? Who moved her car? The police did not move her car from Mr. Lockhart's house to the apartment complex. That was impossible. What tripped me out was that they didn't confiscate the car immediately right after it happened, even though that wasn't where the incident took place. But just because it was her personal property, you would have thought the police would have took it straight in for evidence. So for the car to be moved from where it was moved to an apartment complex with all her stuff missing and her car rambled through ransack stuff missing all out the car. Who did? Police ain't did that. Who else had access to the car? Who else knew that that was her car and went into the car? We don't know who all knew where that car was at. We don't know that. Keep in mind, it's still an open investigation. I would honestly, I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy for saying what I'm about to say, but honestly, I would love for Mr. Lockhart to come and give his story. Whether if he cussed me out or whatever the hell, I think the people would love to hear from Cameron. Honestly, you loved her. You love her so much, right? He's not in custody. He's not in custody. Why not come or even go on Instagram, show your face, show a video, show some remorse, show some condolences to the people. We see it do. We see everybody else do it. We seen it happen in King Von case. We seen it happen in Young Dolph case. We seen it happen in FBG Duck case. Everybody who loved these people came to their defense. This was my people. This was my sister. The world think I did this. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Man, get that off of me. Man, that was my sister. Man, come out. Say something. Please feel free, Mr. Lockhart, to come on the pipeline. I will even do a video chat with you or a phone call. We would love to see, we would love to hear from you, sir. Clear your name. Even though you clear, he might people be like, why he gotta clear his name? He not in custody. Cause y'all know how y'all be, boy. Y'all drag me in the emails. What? I can picture y'all now. Why he gotta clear himself to you? Who is you to be clear? Nah, I'm just saying, we would love to hear from him. We would love to hear his side of the story. Can he not talk behind it being an open investigation? Is that the reason? Is he just want to live a low-key life because he dealing with guilt? Is he out the way because he just feel like he's a walking target? He'd rather not show his face. We know what part that he moved to. This is the thing. Don't never think I'm just bashing Mr. Lockhart. Listen here. The proof is in the pudding. Everything is, we know the facts and we know the chain of events that happened. We know he's not in custody. So what's wrong with coming and speaking your truth? Y'all got it wrong. Y'all got it wrong. That was my sister. I tried to save her life. Or he has something to do with it. That's the only which way, man. It can't go no other way. It can't go no other way. But if he did have something to do with it, I think he would have been in custody. This is what I'm saying. If evidence and everything tied up, how they got Kyson and Mr. Lockhart, I mean, not Mr. Lockhart, they got the other three, and they all told on each other, why they ain't tell on Cameron? If Cameron played a part. But then at the same time, it's like, could it been could it been an incident or a situation where, like we said, when they ran down on Mr. Like when they ran down on them, did he possibly panic, or did he know them, or did they show him some kind of leniency behind knowing him and not knowing her? Did he I don't know, y'all. It's a lot of questions. It's just still a lot of questions. A lot of things that Mr. Lockhart did, maybe out of fear or out of panic, is still not adding up. We would love to hear his side of the story. I could take harsh criticism, baby. If I'm wrong, pull up, let me know. You got it wrong. That's not what happened. I went to the hospital, I did this and did that. Tell me I got it wrong. We would love to hear from Mr. Lockhart. Break your truth, because we would want to know. And I'm quite sure it's eating him up inside where he want to talk about it. Is he under some kind of paperwork where he can't speak? His lawyers advising him not to speak on nothing, because the type of weight he holding inside of him, the type of trauma with this, gotta be eating him up. Gotta be eating him up. You love somebody and they passed the way that they passed, and people think you possibly could be a suspect in it, and you can't say nothing, and you gotta hold your tongue. You can't tell me it ain't eating him up. Pull up to the pipeline and express your emotions, because we would need to know what happened. He's the only character that we don't really even know what side he stand on. We know what side MJ stand on, even though she twisted in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what side she stand on. We know what side KB is on. We know KB backdoored her too. KB was another friend that did her dirty and teamed up with the scoring ex and did all this bullshit. A lot of people around her failed her. Welcome to the pipeline, because we is going to get down to the bottom of it and see really what happened, because honestly, I think we is already at the bottom. We done went through this story inside and out. We done brought a lot of new things to this situation that we didn't know, and we made it make sense to what happened. That still don't mean it ain't question marks when it come to Mr. Lockhart. And I think it's not me. I think it's a lot of people who feel that way when it come to Mr. Lockhart and his actions. It's still question marks there. So why not pull up to the pipeline, speak your truth, or shoot me an email? Mr. Lockhart, pipeline news 2020 at gmail.com. I most definitely will read it to my subscribers because they would love to hear from you. We would want to know your side of the story. Because at this point, it's still a lot of eyebrows lifted up. Like, something ain't making sense. This female that y'all keep talking about was some who had something to do with it. The fourth person that who could possibly be the fourth person. Question marks is there too. From the beginning all the way up until this, y'all kept telling me it's a girl. It was a girl that was with them. Y'all, you missing it. It's a girl. But I don't got no information on this girl. So it's still question marks in this story. Pull up, comment, email me your opinions, your ideas, anything y'all want to discuss. Do y'all think it would be appropriate if Mr. Lockhart pull up to the pipeline? How do y'all feel about that? Because personally, I would have some questions to ask. What happened, Cameron? That's pretty much what everybody want to know. What happened? So, y'all be the judge. I just want to go with y'all with some emails that I had to discuss that was really and they steady come in, y'all. When it comes to this Boog the case and her story, it's a lot of love around Courtney Bruce. It's a lot of love. And the emails that I get, I really do be appreciating them because y'all have turned this case up. It wasn't me. Only thing I did was just deliver the news and the messages and did my research to follow up with y'all emails. So y'all the MVPs. Y'all the GOAT to this. Y'all have came in and we have made it make sense. Shout out to the people of Columbus. Shout out to the people in the ATL who reached out to me who work with Courtney. Shout out to Prince. Shout out to Miss Wanda. Shout out to the Bruce family. Shout out to the pipeline. Y'all turned this all the way up. And without y'all, we wouldn't even would have been able to get this far if we waiting on Columbus police to do it. It seemed like we put in more work. Right. Thank you, Miss V. It seemed like we put in more work with trying to figure out what really happened with Courtney than the police did. And this is why the pipeline is here, because I'm traveling through. We going underground. I'm traveling through the pipeline and getting down to the truth on what's really going out here in this world. This media ain't set up to give us the real news that we want. They leave us hanging. Our girls, our women, our men, they just headlines. No, we gonna get down to the bottom of the ones we love. We gonna get down to the bottom. So, with all this being said, y'all, I think this may be the last video I'm going to do on Courtney Bruce, because I feel like only time I'm going to really bring it up, y'all, again, if more evidence come out about the case. If more evidence come up or we get some more leeway on something, I will most definitely bring it back up. But at this point, I think we have crossed every T. We have dotted every I we could possibly think of in this incident. What way did Mr. Lockhart take to Mount Carmel East Hospital? Did he take the fastest way? Did he take the quickest, the longest way? Did he make a pit stop in between? Did he run stop signs? Did he run red lights to try to save her life? What happened? Was it a good thing that he took her, or should have waited and called 911 and waited to EMS? It's a lot of different There's a lot of different ways this story could have went. Thank you, Rebellion, for giving me that email about the phone number, because I never thought of it like that. Who gave out her number in order for this audit to take place? I never thought about that. I thought maybe I thought maybe she probably knew. That's what made me think. And from the beginning, I'm like, well, maybe she knew the person who here she was going to go do. This is how I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe she knew the person who was like, okay, can you do my hair, Boog? Yeah, I do your hair. I'm thinking of it in that way. Maybe she ran into somebody or something like that. They want to do her hair. I never considered, did somebody leak her number, gave her number out to set her up, and then that's how the play all even started. Because it's still documented that all of this led up to phone records before the day of events, messages and everything else that tied this thing all the way together came from phone records. So y'all go ahead. Thanks for coming in here this morning. My bad about last night. Man, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for me. Email me pipeline news 2020 at gmail.com. I would love to get Mr. Lockhart on the pipeline. Hopefully he get this video, and eventually hopefully he get the video and maybe shoot me an email if he don't want to come out. But we need that. We want to hear your side. We want to hear your truth. Because can't nobody take his truth from him, right? Can't take it true. If it's your truth, let us hear it. Even if you don't want to come to the pipeline, can we get an Instagram? Can we get something of some kind of compassion or some kind of remorse? Like, like, can we get some kind of sympathy on some, it ain't go the way y'all think it went. It wasn't like that. Get the people something. Until next time, y'all, I'm out of here.